Hi, welcome to the shop here at Mad Racing Parts. I have a new product I wanted to introduce you guys to. This is what we call our Smart Sensor Hub. It allows you to bring 12 sensors into one spot, and then the 12 signal wires would go from this port out to the ECU. And you guys may remember that we offer an 8-channel sensor hub. I think we've had this for 7 or 8 years now. It's very popular. Other companies have copied it, and it served a purpose of basically like a terminal strip. You would it split out the 5 volts and the grounds into 8 places, allowing you to bring 8 sensors into this one convenient spot. But it didn't have any circuit protection, and that can be a problem. So, especially if you have wiring that gets shorted out or damaged in the vehicle, or if you have a sensor that flakes out and shorts out, that will pull the whole line down. The whole 5-volt circuit will go down. And we took steps to avoid that in this product. And we call it a Smart Sensor Hub because there's actually a lot going on inside of here. I'll show you the circuit board from inside this package. And so we have our power and ground coming in. It has its own onboard 5-volt power supply, and that transfers 5-volt power to each of the sensors, and also 12-volt power to each of the sensors. So if you have a sensor that requires a 12-volt power, say our laser or maybe a drive shaft sensor or something that you want to run on 12 volts, you would just wire that to the 12-volt pin instead of the 5-volt pin, and that's available in all 12. So you can mix and match which ones are 5 and which ones are 12 just by how you connect the wires. Anyway, the 5-volt and 12-volt circuits at each sensor are protected to 250 milliamps. Once you exceed 250 milliamps of load, that circuit resets and it turns off the power to that one sensor. All of the others continue to work normally, and other than that one not working, everything would continue on as it's supposed to. And we can demonstrate that hopefully here. First we'll power this guy up, and you can see we have 12 green lights, and that indicates that both the 5-volt and 12-volt are active on all 12 channels. And I have this little test plug here. We can check that. So you can see we have the 12-volt light on and the 5-volt light on. So everything is working as it should. Now, let's say you have some sensor that's acting goofy or shorting out, or you got a wire problem. So we'll just clip onto the ground there. Let's say this is a 5-volt sensor, and so the 5-volt gets grounded for some reason. Notice that it went red, and even though I removed the short, it stayed red. And then this next one, let's say it's a 12-volt sensor, and it shorted out. So there it goes red, and it stays red, and even when I disconnect it, it stays red. And let's say somehow that you short out both the 5-volt and the 12-volt on this one. Well, again, it goes red and stays red. And then with our test plug here, we can see what's going on. So this first one has both 12 and 5. This one has 12 volts only. The 5-volt circuit's been shut off. This one has 5 volts only. The 12-volt circuit's been shut off. And this one, as you can see, has no power to either of them. And this one's back to working normal. And of course, all these over here are still working normally. So that's great. Now we know that those 3 circuits have something wrong. We don't know what, but something's wrong. It's caused them to overload and trip inside. So how do we fix it? Well, the way you reset this is you just cycle the power. So if we cycle the power one time, now they're all back green again, and you have the correct voltage on all of them. And if the sensor shorts it again, it'll take it offline again, and it'll do that until you fix your problem. So I thought that was pretty cool. This way, a bad sensor can't take the ECU down. It can't cause any of the other sensors to quit working. only that one will get turned off. And we have these up on the website ready to go. And hopefully with this explanation now, everybody understands a little bit better about what this is and what it does. And oh, one more thing, we put these little tabs on the sides here because I hate wiring stuff and then you have no way to secure the cables. You know, it seems like there's never a good way to tie stuff down. So we went ahead and added some spots for cable ties, and here's an example of one that's done. So you can see how we cable tied everything. We also have a 12 conductor cable that we can offer you to get the signals back to the ECU. That'll be available as well. One more thing, we made these little caps to go on your DTM or ATM connectors. They just snap on. They're pretty tight. And then you can put one of our rubber boots on that. And so with guys that are real picky about stuff and how it looks, you can do that. And then it makes a little cleaner job. So all this stuff is available. It's ready to go. We've tested it. We're happy with it. I'd like to see you guys get it in your cars. I would recommend adding something like this to any build that you're doing, even if you don't need all 12 channels. You know, go ahead and wire a few things to it. And in the future, when you decide you want to add another shock sensor or add a laser or add something to your car, you know, you install the sensor and then just run the cable back to this and plug it in, and it's good to go. You don't have to dig into your main harness and pick stuff back apart to work back into it. And, all right, thanks for hearing me out. Hopefully everybody understands what's going on here and how it works. And again, they are ready to go. So we'll be shipping them out next week. Thanks a lot.